Hello, good morning. Robot Strachan is here. Cyprian is here. We are now live on TikTok. Oh, there we are. For those of you who don't know, my name is Richard Story, and I am joined as ever by my erstwhile friend and co-presenter who always remembers his name. Now, I know you're sitting there on the edge of your seat wondering whether this will be the time when he forgets. Let's find out. Go on, tell him your name.
Mark Cameron.
Mark Cameron. Yes, I knew you'd remember. Fortunately, I'd written it down myself on the back of my hand in case he forgot. Okay, now, we had such a good response from the last episode of this that we did with Tate from the Big Brother House, where we were very, very cleverly trying to combine the live TikTok, hello to all of you, and the video on YouTube, hello to all of you. So we decided we'd do it again with our next episode. Hi, Ben. Hi. Oh, I can't read that one. Hi, the Mingle Pringle. Nice to see you. Yes. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we've got a very special treat for you today. Have we got a special treat for you?
We certainly do, everyone.
We do. We've got a treat and a half for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to dip into the questions here on the screen. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Big Up. Oh, sorry. Hi, too. Saying Big Up, Richard. Good to see you. And we're going to be looking at the screen over there for the YouTube recording. That's what we're going to try and do. Okay, but just before we do any of that, I've got to introduce you to our special guest, because as many of you now know, one of the things I do in this peculiar life that I lead is I write music. And as a composer, one of the most satisfying things, not just writing the music itself, but it's when another musician picks up the music and plays it. And when that musician is someone of incredible talent and musical aptitude, it just makes the whole thing worthwhile. And I'm delighted to tell you, those of you who've been following me will know for a while, I've been singing the praises of a certain up-and-coming guitarist who is going to be recording an album later this year made up entirely of music that I have written especially for him. So, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. In the flesh, this is the one and only, the utterly indefatigable Mr. Fabio Fernandes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Fabio. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Right, now people are going to be putting questions here on the screen, and I'll be dipping into those. And some of them will be quite insightful, I'm sure. Anyway, so let's get underway by asking you straight away, because I know you've done a great many performances in many different parts of the world. Is there any one in particular that particularly stands out in your mind as a memory that you carry with you?
Yeah, maybe three. So my first, the first one that is special is my first public recital that I've done. It was 2014. And it was just before I came to London, and I was trying to raise some funds to study at the Guildhall. And I remember, just preparing a full recital is the first time you have to play for such a long time for a public. A recital is not organized by your music academy, but have a real venue and you perform and people pay tickets. Yes. And I remember that the audience was so full that they had lots of people having to stand on the sides of the venue all the way to the back of the room. And I remember just walking on stage and seeing lots of my friends from school, just people I didn't expect to necessarily come to a classical music concert, and just see all this support. It was really touching, and so I will forever remember that concert.
So you could kind of just about get away with saying that you had a standing ovation before you'd even started.
Yeah. Yeah, I could.
yeah. And conversely, is there any performance that you've ever done that you're remembering for the wrong reason? Where the roof fell in, or a burst pipe, or a police car went past right by in a very delicate moment, anything like that?
Just some terrible performances, just not quite well prepared. Nothing went as planned. Couldn't focus at all.
Oh, really?
Even though you had just, you have months and months and months of preparation, and I think it would just put so much pressure on you for maybe the wrong reasons. You just try to reach this perfection of like pleasing other people, and I think that was a turning point for me of really starting to focus more of enjoying the music and really explore what the music has to say rather than look for the perfection of getting the right notes, getting the right memory. It was definitely a turning point there for me.
Yeah, brilliant. But just so, because obviously Richard just jumped straight into a question, but just so some people don't actually know who you are, just give them a little bit of insight of who you are as a person and what you do on a daily basis, obviously apart from playing music,
Yeah.
fantastic music as well.
So
there's a question now. No,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm Fabio Fernandes, and
Yeah.
I'm Portuguese. I
Yeah.
was born in the west coast of Portugal, and I started studying guitar at 11 years old, and I really like it. And that's, I mean, even before I started, I used to say I want to be a guitarist. I think I kind of wanted to be an electric guitarist, you know, I wanted to play rock bands and stuff like that. But then my dad was very wise in telling me, you got to learn the proper guitar first, and then you do, and then you do whatever you want.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, eventually I did get my electric guitar many years later, and didn't care about it. It's too much hassle to have to plug everything in, and so yeah, I fell in love with the instrument, and I kept playing it, kept practicing it, and eventually I came to London, and 18 years old to do my undergrad studies, where I did at the Guildhall. I stayed as well for my masters, and I've really enjoyed being in London. I think London is a place that has so many opportunities for everyone and is very inclusive. I felt it was very inclusive, and lots of people that actually do listen to classical music. It's not like kind of going to listen for a favor or because it's someone you know. It's just people have the habit of getting out of their houses and going to concerts. I was very surprised, for instance, that lunchtime recitals is such a popular thing here, and they're so well attended. People that you've never met, you've never seen, and it's only you play and they come, and maybe you play there again a year later and they come again, and you start building this relationship of people that just love classical music. So I decided to stay here, and I've been here for maybe 11 years now, I think.
You're finally used to the British weather, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, getting used. This one is really nice.
Yeah.
So we're lucky. We're very lucky. Yeah, and after that, I did a 6-month course in Alicante. That was, you know, kind of life changing in terms of my guitar playing and just focusing on guitar. And now I'm back, and besides performing and learning Richard's pieces, I also teach guitar, teach at several schools and some privately, and just try to enjoy my life here, having my friends.
Well, I mean, the whole reason why we're doing this podcast and live TikTok. Hello to everybody who's just joined. We're up to.
Just Chris. I think Just Chris has just mentioned. He said, "Hello all. Your music was great." So there you go.
Oh, he was there at the concert.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, thanks to everyone who listened into that. And yes, this is the fellow I've been talking about all this time. And the reason why Fabio and I have started to pool resources and got together on this occasion is because quite some time ago I'd written a particular guitar piece called The Guitarist's Prayer, and I thought this piece really needs a good player to deliver it and bring it to the world. And so I found Fabio's website and contacted him, and he premiered it. He was the first person to give the first performance of the piece at Dorchester Cathedral.
Yeah,
Dorchester Cathedral in the English Music Festival. That's right. And it was very well received. It was, wasn't it? I remember it well. I'll never forget that. The first time it was brought to the world, and how appropriate. I never thought of this. A piece called The Guitarist's Prayer played in a cathedral. I never thought of that. So right there you go. You see. Anyway, and then after that, you remember you said, right, you need to write me something else now. And that, as I've said to you before, kind of it turned a valve in my imagination. A stopcock was opened, and the juices began to flow, and so we've ended up with quite a number of pieces now, which later this year you're going to perform, which is so exciting. But the thing is that the way, when you look back over the course of your life and the way various elements and things kind of slot together, I remember we were speaking one time and we realized that at the time that I was composing The Guitarist's Prayer, which was the piece that eventually brought us together musically, you were only about, I don't know, 12 years old or something at the time that I was writing it. Is that right?
It was 2011.
Something like that, yeah.
So I was 196, so it'll be 15.
Oh, 50. Okay. See, and I remember you saying, oh, and at that time I was about grade 5 or something. You said,
Yeah,
Wow.
15.
Okay.
yeah.
I started 11.
So little did you know right then, when you're
Yeah,
learning
like
your grade 5
grade
scales,
4, I think.
your grade 4 or 5, that somewhere in the world someone was writing a piece that was just going to be, your calling
It's quite
card
amazing,
from then
yeah.
on. And it's extraordinary to look back at that, because it sat there kind of gathering dust, really, for all that time, until the right moment came, and it's really finding its audience now, because everywhere you play it,
Yeah.
you do it so nicely, and people have made comments, haven't they, like, oh, when you start playing that piece, I never wanted to stop, or, and I remember when you did the Dorchester one, the fellow who was sitting there listening in the rehearsal time, and you got to the end and that last chord just drifted away, and he said, oh, if you play that piece, they'll never let you leave.
Yes.
And it's lovely to hear that, and this is becoming quite normal. So he's the one to watch. Okay, you need to go. His first album is in the process of being edited as we speak. Do we know yet when it's going to be on the shelf?
Hopefully May.
Hopefully May.
That's the
Okay.
aim goal.
Okay, so watch out for that. But the other one, this one we're talking about now, where he's going to play all my music, that's the second one, and we're going to start recording that in July. That's right.
Can I
Yes.
just ask a quick question, Fabio?
Yes.
So how does it make you feel that that Richard is, you're performing his music? How does that make you feel as a person?
Yeah.
Because it must be.
I mean, it is
emotional.
quite special, because I mean, as a young guitarist, you always look up to the great masters, and you always see them having these works written for them, or you go through the Segovia repertoire, and you have the greatest composers ever writing dedicated to my dear friend Andrea Segovia, or for my dear friend Julian Bream, or in memory of blah. And I'm like, oh my god, it must be so cool to be so like acknowledged that you get a real composer writing for you and having a name like for you that was written for you, and contributing to the repertoire. And then you feel, because of course I don't compose, so you end up sometimes feeling that you don't add anything to the repertoire of the classical guitar. You just feel like, okay, I'm trying to get them performed, getting the listened to. So once you start having someone who's writing for you and collaborating with you, you really feel, oh my god, I'm having more of an impact than just performing other people's works. And I think the other aspect of it is you feel really good by bringing to life music that hasn't been performed to them, and sometimes really special music, like the guitarist prayer. I think is quite unreal that it has not been performed until I did, because I mean it's just great. It has everything to be a great hit, and for people to love it. Every time I play it, people just love it so much. Like, how is it never been performed? And just having Richard, writing so many things for me, and everything is so different. We get to talk, we get to work on them, and each time comes with a different idea, or I've seen you perform like this, or I've written this, a new piece. And then also I get to find myself, because you get someone, oh, I really see this in you. So then you start, oh yeah, that is the style I like to play. And it's very special. It's very big. It's like a wide umbrella that covers so many aspects, and it's very special for sure.
It's a very good point you make there, because it's not just a guitarist playing, neither is it just me writing music, but it's somehow I mean, you understand what I write, and I think I can say I understand how you play, and it's that collaboration, it's the synthesis of those two things that really makes the magic happen. Now, I've just spotted a couple of questions on here. Obviously, some people have joined the TikTok a bit later, and they don't know who you are, so I'm just going to do a quick recap. One person said, "Is that Richard's son?" Now, that's the story about the whole adoption thing. That's another story. No, this is not my son. I wouldn't mind if you were. This is, if you've been following my TikTok lives in the last couple of weeks, you will know that I've been singing the praises of a certain guitar player who has been championing my music, and who is going to be recording an album of my pieces later in the year. And this is he, Fabio Fernandes from Portugal. So hopefully that clears things up. Yes. So any other questions? Keep them coming.
There was a question from Duckface, I think his name.
Oh yes.
He did mention a question, which was, what is your favourite piece you have performed?
It's a good one, actually. I mean, I think the question of the favorite piece really evolves as you go. So for a long time, used to be Sevilla by Albani's, because when I was really young, that was the one I thought, oh my god, the day I get to perform this, I need to be so good to play it, and I would love to play it. And I remember asking my teacher a few times, "Oh, can I play it?" You know, it's not quite the right time to learn a work like that. And so I can never forget that it is one of my favorite, and it is one of the pieces that made me really strive to get really good. So one day I can play that. It's something that's still in my repertoire. I play it every time I can. I have the chance, so I really love to play it all the time. But then, things evolve. Of course, I think The Prayer is one of the pieces that I've been playing the most this past few years, since 23 when I premiered. Pretty much every concert, very few I will not include it, because I just think it's so good and it just fits so well all the different programs. And then another one that's something that I was working on and I had to stop just because I didn't have the time, that I really would like to pick up again, is the Introduction and Caprice by Vegondi. It's quite dense work, quite long work as well, and it requires a lot of practice time, and it just hasn't been fitting any of my programs, so I haven't had the chance to keep working on it. I've performed it, but just need to kind of get back to it.
That's all right, because it means you have more time to spend on my piece.
Exactly. I get other projects coming up.
Now, there's a thing that I've spotted a couple of times on here, and it kind of ties in, although from a slightly oblique angle. A couple of people are commenting, and very kindly, saying that I was wonderful on Big Brother. Okay, well, that's very nice. But when you did your concert the other day, it occurred to me when you were introducing my pieces that I thought, gosh, that is what you do not expect to hear in a classical guitar recital. Someone to walk out and say, I'm going to play two pieces. The composer is sitting over there and he won Big Brother. I mean, that's not something that happens very often.
Definitely not.
No. But I just mentioned a couple of people have asked a question there, so I just thought I'd... now someone here is saying, where do you perform? I mean, do you have anything coming up soon that you can let people know about?
I do. Well, the main thing is going to be my launch concert of the first CD that we mentioned, that is of English music, and it has two of your works, and it has some other composers.
So when is that?
That should be May. So that's the one that we're trying to get the dates fixed as soon as possible. So it's a little bit on a limbo at the moment. Should be early May.
And is that part of the English Music Festival? Is that
the English Music Festival is right after, so late May.
Right.
Can't quite remember the date
and
now.
Where is it going to be?
That's in I forgot the name.
Is it in Dorchester again or somewhere?
Is it Dover?
Dover?
Yeah, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I can remember, always mix up the English.
Well, Dorchester is where you were the previous.
No, it's not. It's a different place.
Okay.
I had to move to a different.
Okay, don't worry. We will clarify once we know.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so what we'll do, we'll put a link in the show notes. Later on as well.
Yeah.
So
we can put a caption on the YouTube.
Absolutely.
So if you're watching on YouTube, just look down below the screen there, and hopefully you'll see all the information there. Right, now then, we're going to depart from all this serious stuff and have a little bit of silliness now.
Okay.
Because I know that you would like that. There is a certain feature of our podcasts, something that we do every single time.
Okay.
No, you're looking a bit worried. But it's become quite popular, and it's called the Taste Test.
All right.
Now, as our special guest today, would you be willing to participate with us in the Taste Test?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, what the Taste Test is each time we turn up, one of us will turn up with an edible item.
Okay.
That we hopefully haven't tried before. And we just try it and see what we think of it and make our comments and then give it marks out of 10.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of daft silliness, but it seems to be quite popular. All right. So what we have here, I'll just finish that trick.
Drum roll.
So what we have this time is, right, I'm going to hold this up. Everyone can see it. This is a packet of M&S Jelly Babies, and not just any old Jelly Babies. It's M&S Jelly Babies. Do you think there might be an advertising slogan? These are not just Jelly Babies. These are M&S Jelly Babies. Right. So, would you like to try one of these?
Yeah, I have no idea what they are actually.
You've never had them before.
I don't think
Well, now
so.
I'll tell you something. This you've never heard of them.
Are they like just normal?
They're just like chewy sweets, but
All right.
yeah. You've never had them.
I never had them.
Oh, there
So
you go.
it's gonna be not
Oh,
only the
boy.
M&S, it's the
Yeah.
first jelly baby. I have.
Right. Now, just before we do it, I've got to say, because I've always wondered about this. Imagine, if you will, if you can, a world without jelly babies. Right? Just pretend they didn't exist for a second. Well, you
That's how my world is.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, yes, it certainly is.
Now,
yeah.
now
Wow.
manufacturers, people who make confectionery and the like, they all have little meetings and they sit around the boardroom table and they try and come up with new ideas, new things that they're going to sell to the great public and everything. Can you imagine, in this day and age, with all of our political correctness and everything, if these didn't exist already, if someone turns up to that meeting and goes, here's an idea, let's make some chewy sweets in the shape of babies and let's all sit around eating them. That's a good idea, isn't it? It just would never get past the planning stage, would it? And I'm actually surprised that they're still allowed to do this, because jelly babies were around when I was a kid. And but anyway, there we are. So if they suddenly disappear from your shelves, you know why. Someone has decided that someone's going to get offended, and oh dear, what a crazy world.
Whatever started.
So look, I'm doing the grand. What do you want to do? The grand opening?
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
See if I can without exploding everything.
It might be a tear down.
Is it a
Well, I don't know.
tear?
I mean tear from the top down. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can see you.
The
haven't done this
technique of
before,
the
have you?
jelly babies.
Right.
There you go.
Okay, so help yourself. Take one out of there.
Thank you.
Okay, now just hold it for a moment. Does it look like a baby? Well, it's theoretically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
The smile on his face. Brilliant.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're all going to taste this at the same moment.
Okay.
So we know that whatever we're tasting, we're all getting the same thing at the same time.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we make our observations and comments. So are you ready? Here we go.
3,
Oh.
2,
Oh,
just
oh.
Thanks for the countdown. Yeah.
Well, I was just hungry.
That's quite nice actually.
That's your first ever jelly baby.
Wow.
Wow. So now the reason why he's never had jelly babies was because he's too busy practicing.
Wow, it's good.
You like it?
I really do.
I'll have another one if you want.
Do they have different tastes?
Yeah,
I want the orange baby.
the different colours are different flavours, yes.
It's a yellow one.
Okay. Now you have to tell us in a moment why you think it's good, and then give us a mark out of 10. You see. What are people saying on there? Oh, someone else is asking again if you're my son. No, it's not my son. No, no.
Do you see Caroline? It's quite a popular question at the moment.
Oh yeah, people. Yes. Did you see people in there?
Yeah.
Do you remember Caroline, who just had it in for me, and I don't know why. And everyone always asks me, "How did you cope with Caroline?" Actually, it didn't bother me at all, not at all. Okay, let me have another one of these.
Yes, user 127657 666. Yes, it is Fabio.
Yeah, that's him. That right there.
Yeah.
In person. Right. So they are rather good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good.
I mean, I've tried a few different brands of these, but I've never had the M&S ones before. So, what do we think? Mr. Cameron, tell us, give us the benefit of your superior palate.
I guess we go first.
Oh, go on,
Yes.
I just wanted to give him an idea about the kind of things you might say.
Oh, okay. So, we mark it on the look, the flavour, packaging as well. So, and if it has a linger after you've
Yes, after taste.
yes. So for me,
Yes.
I quite enjoy these. These are
Yes.
is it the round trees that do the original?
Bassett's, I think it
Bassett's.
was. Yes, it was.
So I am going to say Bassett's are still the best.
They're
one.
your favourite ones.
Yeah.
Really? Now, I was going to say that I like these ones better. But there you go. There's no accounting for taste, is there?
There is
Okay.
not.
Of course, other brands are available. We have to mention
There
that.
is, yes.
Yes.
But yes, these are quite good though. These are very good.
Okay. Well, before you reveal your score, let's have. What do you think? Or shall I go next? I'll go next. Yes. Oh, what?
Yeah. No, go
Can I?
ahead.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
Do I have
that's
your
all right.
permission? See what I have to work. Right. Well, I had an orange jelly baby, and then I had one of the black ones. Normally, I don't like the black ones so much, but the M&S ones really quite tasty. I might even have another in a moment. Yes, because it's important to have that sugar intake, keep the energy level up, and he especially needs it for something that's coming up shortly. Stay tuned. Yes. So I thought that was really very tasty. A nice kind of consistency, a nice squidginess, a nice chewiness. That's the word I'm looking for, and a good texture. Yes. There you go. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I was very surprised because I thought I would not like it.
Oh,
Because what are the Turkish delights? They have this sort of sugary
yes.
coating, and that's something I'm not very fond of. I mean, I like sweets as a general, but Turkish delight, I don't go crazy for it. I could pass easily.
Yeah.
If I see one, I will not take. If someone offers, okay.
But they're sort of almost like Marmite. Some people, you're right. Some people like them, some people don't. So I completely agree with you. I'm the same.
So
I
it's a
don't
bit
really
like,
like them too much either.
So because of the coating, I thought it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
But I was quite surprised. I really like the taste, and the consistency is very nice. A little bit more consistent than the Turkish delights, but the sugary on the top, because I think I never had sweets like that with that sort of coating. So
Yes, I agree with you. And the Turkish delight has a tendency to be quite sweet, I think.
And these are like oversweet, so it's okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Right. So the big moment is marks out of 10. So what would you give that?
I will give that a 7.23.
7.23. That's very precise.
Very precise.
Okay. Well, I think I'm a bit higher than that. I think I'm going to give it. See, when deciding on the score, we have to decide why it didn't go higher. That's the crucial thing. And if you can't think of a reason, well, you've got to give it full marks, haven't you? So I'm just trying to decide. The only reservation I have about Jelly Babies in general. You see, we only do the intellectual conversations on these podcasts. Stop it. The only reservation I've had about Jelly Babies is this kind of flowery coating or whatever it is. It kind of sticks to your fingers a little bit, and it'd be nice if they did something that didn't do that. So that's the only thing I didn't like. So I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10.
Well, that's quite a lot.
And I don't normally go up that high, as the record will show. So anyway, what's your score? Bearing in mind this is the first time you've ever tried one of these.
Yeah. So I think the marks are going up because I didn't expect them to be so good. Actually, I thought I was going to be not quite like it, but I was very impressed. So it did surprise me, the taste, and I'll give it a. I'll give it a 7.9 because I think it's I want to say an 8, but then I think 8 is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Considering all
7.9.
the sweets that other sweets that I like and I might prefer slightly, so then maybe I'll give them an 8. This one is a 7.9, so very, very close. I agree with the thing of the fingers on.
Slight dispute here. The highest mark you've ever given is actually Terry's caramel slice, so 9.25.
Oh, right. So it's not the highest I've been.
No.
Right. But that Terry's caramel thing was very good. It was. I remember that well.
So there is a couple of 9s on here from you, by the way. You want me to keep on going?
No. I don't want you to keep on going because I just want to tell you a couple of things I'm seeing on the TikTok chat here. See, Danny says, Richard, you're so cute. Thank you, Danny. I absolutely agree with you. And Destiny says, Richard, I love you. Well, thank you, Destiny. That's very kind as well. You see, people do care. They do.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yes. And it's nice to know the next time I'm slaving over a hot piece of manuscript paper for this fantastic musician, I will keep these comments in mind that people think I'm cute, even at my ripe old age. If you can be cute at 60, that's actually quite a good sign, isn't it? Yes. Now, and again, look, Bo Moneyhype. No, he is not my son. No. I can understand why you might think it, because we've been talking a lot about the adoption story. I know, but no, this is not he. Just for... In case there's still any doubt, this is Fabio Fernandes, who later in the year will be recording an album made up entirely of music that I have written especially for him. A singular honor that very few composers ever actually have. Composers are lucky if anyone plays their music at all. But to have a whole album of it done, and I didn't bribe him much. No, not at all.
No, it was actually not.
There was a pregnant pause there. Right. Destiny's saying, Richard, strange question. What was the first thing you ate when you got out of the house? Well, if you were in my house this morning, then yes, it was these jelly babies that we've just been trying. But if you're talking about the Big Brother house, I can't remember. I know that the next morning we had a nice cooked breakfast in the hotel. That was probably it. Anyway, listen. Now we're almost up to time. This has been a super duper little session. But as you can probably imagine, it would not be right for me, with my composer's hat on, with the musician who does my pieces such justice, sitting right next to me, it would be wrong to conclude this session without prevailing upon him to give us a little sample of one of the pieces that he's performed so many times and that we've been referencing in this very conversation. Would that be all right? Would you give us a little taste?
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to play the whole thing. That's all right, because I don't want to put too much pressure upon you. But we'd like to tell us what it is you're going to play for us.
Yeah, I guess because we've been speaking so much about this guitarist prayer piece that you've written, I think it would be fair to play a little bit of that.
Let's do that.
It'll be a delight.
So the piece is called
excerpt.
the Guitarist's Prayer, written by yours truly, and it's the piece that actually brought Fabio and myself together. He gave the world premiere of the first performance in the English Music Festival last year. It already features on an album that he's recorded already, and that's coming out in around about May or so, prior to the second album that's going to start being recorded in July. It won't be the whole piece, because hey, you didn't pay anything for this.
Gotta listen to the album.
You've got to go out and buy the album. Yes, but this will give you a real taste of the piece. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll shut up and let you get on with it. So Fabio, over to you. An excerpt from the Guitarist's Prayer.
It's quick tuning.
Oh yes, always sounds better in tune, I think.
I think we will, especially because you always write with these funny tunings, right?
Oh, shall I mention that? Yes. Okay. You may have heard him say I write with funny tunings, right? What that means is, for those of you who may not understand guitars very much, each string is tuned to a particular note, and there's a standard way of doing that. But sometimes composers just get a little bit too ambitious and they ask for the strings to be tuned to different notes other than the ones that they normally are. And in this particular case, that's what happened. So two of the strings are tuned differently to normal. So he's just got to check his tuning before he starts. Anyway, there you go. So there, I filled the space. Are you ready?
Yes.
Right. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Fabio Fernandes with an excerpt from the Guitarist's Prayer. Whoa! Bravo! There you go. Now, just in case you were wondering, how does he do that? All that fast playing, that's called a tremolo technique on classical guitar. It's one of the things that makes the guitar sound so particularly beautiful, and especially when it's done in the hands of such a consummate player as this gentleman is. Now, just before we clear off, Susan says that was amazing. It goes too fast up the screen. Anyway, yes, I agree with you. It was amazing. Do you agree, Mark? It was amazing.
Brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Yes. Well, listen, there we are. We're all done. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you for everyone watching on the YouTube. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It won't cost you a brass farthing, but it's very helpful to us if you can do that. Thank you very much. Thank you to Fabio being our special guest.
Thank you.
And all the best with your recording, the album that's coming out in May. And of course, the second album, which I know is going to be even better. Yes.
Already on the way.
Yeah, already on the way. That's right. So as we always say at the end of one of these sessions,
be nice to each other.
Be nice to each other, and as I always like to say, do not cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Thanks very much, everybody. See you again on the next episode. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.